Hello, yoseo, my beautiful people. How are you? And welcome to the Alternate Point of View. My name is Tracy Lee, and I appreciate everyone who has been subscribing, liking, and watching this channel. I know you have other channels you can watch, and you're choosing this one. So thank you so, so much. Today, you guys, we are going to be talking about the Clay family murders and how they have finally received justice, you guys. We're going to talk about the controversial highlight of the death penalty. You guys, we're going to talk about this because for whatever reason, Byron Black is the conversation, the topic of everything right now, because he is the one who was executed, even though he executed this beautiful family in March of 1998. And we want to remember this family. We want to remember Angela, Latoya, and Lakeisha because they're the ones who lost their lives. And I don't want to highlight him because he is the one who did this crime. He's the one who was found guilty of this crime. And he's the one who the state of Tennessee fed, clothed, housed, and gave medical care to for 35 years. And that's 35 years that Angela didn't get to live, that Latoya didn't get to live, and Lakeisha didn't get to live. And everyone, for whatever reason, he had advocates on his side that were fighting for him to not receive his sentence, his death penalty sentence. He had people fighting for him to not receive his death penalty sentence to be carried out in the way that it should be carried out because he was in a wheelchair at this point. He also had some mental incapacities, and he also had a heart defibrillator and pacemaker. So they wanted things done in order to make the lethal injection be less painful, I guess. And I kind of have I don't give a rat's patootie about that because, well, let's talk about what he was on death row for. So yeah, let's talk about Angela, Lakeisha, and Latoya. Let's see what Byron Black was on death row for. So Byron Black in March of 1988 decided that his girlfriend at the time, which was Angela, who he was dating briefly, he didn't want to break up with her. And apparently at the time, Angela, who was separated from her husband, started dating Byron Black. And she decided she didn't want to date him anymore. She wanted to go back to her husband. And Byron didn't like that. Byron didn't like that so much so that he even at one point shot Angela's husband. Yeah, he shot her husband. He didn't like that she was married still. And he didn't like that she was, like, hey, I kind of wanted to move on with my life, but now I don't want to do that. I kind of really want to get back with my husband and I want to keep my family together. So he didn't like that. And he was actually in jail. And then they actually let him out on a work release. So while he was out on that work release, he decided if he couldn't have Angela, nobody could. And he decided he was so jealous of this husband that he was going to take away not only Angela, he was going to take away the little girls. So he goes into Angela's home while Angela's sleeping, and he takes out Angela and he takes out the little girls, and not in a good way. He pew-pews them in the head. Well, Angela in the back of the head, and the little girls, no, they have to suffer even longer. So what he does to the little girls is he gets Latoya and he gets her in the neck and the chest. And she lays there for a good up to 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Then he goes into the second bedroom, and Lakeisha, that poor little girl who's only 6, she is hit in the chest and the pelvis area. And she lives 30 more minutes. 30 more minutes. A 6-year-old. A 6-year-old. So you have a 9-year-old who is hit in the neck and the chest and lives 10 more minutes. 10 more minutes is laying there beside her mother. Beside her mother, who can't help her because her mother is no more. And her 6-year-old sister is in another room being taken away and lives 30 more minutes in miserable pain. And then the man who does it is allowed to live after he is put on trial and found guilty because they match the rounds. They match the bullets to his gun. They match it. And he's found guilty of all three. And he gets to sit on death row for 35 years. 35 years. Long enough to get dementia, become wheelchair bound, long enough for the state of Tennessee to buy him a pacemaker, long enough for people to go, oh my God, he's so old and frail and we just can't do this. It's cruel and unusual punishment. Are you serious right now? Are you serious? Just FYI, it costs the state of Tennessee $143.39 a day to keep someone on death row. And that is not including the near $100,000+ it costs to put that pacemaker in his chest. And people were protesting and asking people to feel sorry for him, that he was going to have to be put to death and follow through with his sentence for putting this family in the misery that he put them in. I'm sorry, say what now? We're supposed to feel badly? We're supposed to go, oh yeah, you're right. You are so right. We should not do that. These beautiful, beautiful faces here, their lives were snuffed out because that man didn't get to have what he wanted. I don't see where in the world this person gets to say, or I just don't see it. I don't see where people. No, Anya. I realize that God says thou shalt not kill, but he's right. God is right. God says thou shalt not kill. And God did not want him to kill these people. And God says an eye for an eye. So, they wanted the state of Tennessee to take the pacemaker, turn it off before they did the lethal injection. I don't know what would be worse, turning the pacemaker off, because just so you know, when you turn someone's pacemaker off, it causes them to die slowly. So I don't know what would be more cruel and unusual. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. All I do know is that Angela lost her life. LaToya suffered next to her lifeless mother's body for 10 minutes. And then her baby sister suffered for 30 minutes. That's what the autopsy said. And then the rest of their family suffered because they lost all 3 of them. And I know that taking another person's life isn't going to bring them back, but waiting 35 years for someone to finally get justice is a long dang time, y'all. And then to have someone slap you in the face and say, oh, it's cruel and unusual to have this person follow through with the sentence they were given, because now at this point they're handicapped and have dementia and they're too old. No, dude, no, they were not too old when they did what they did, and that's the state's fault. That's y'all's fault. They lost all of their appeals. And why in the heck did we give them $100,000 pacemaker? Why did y'all do that? Now they just gave him that, by the way, in May of 2024. Why did y'all give him a pacemaker in May of 2024, just turn around August 5th of 2025 to give him a lethal injection? Y'all got some explaining to do, Tennessee. If I was Tennessee, I'd be pissed. I'd be like, where is my taxpayer dollars going? That might be why it took y'all a week to catch a quadruple murderer. Hello? Where is y'all? What are y'all doing in Tennessee? I mean, my gosh. Y'all might have a little more funding. I mean, maybe might be why y'all didn't have that guy still in prison. Maybe that might be why people in prison have Facebook and TikToks and whatnot and phones in prison. You might have a better job of having better security in prison if you weren't wasting your money on freaking pacemakers on death row inmates. I'm just saying. I'm just putting that out there. I'm just putting it out there. Just saying. Why in the world would you spend money on a pacemaker for somebody on death row that you're just going to execute a year later? And then you're going to have old quadruple murder guy out or able to have Facebook and Instagrams and phones and TVs and whatever while he's in prison, and then take another week to catch him. Just saying. Andrew Drummond, anybody? Texas, Tennessee, GBI, anybody? Tennessee Bureau of Investigations. Sorry, I'm throwing out all kinds of states out there. I mean, oh wait, all right. Just want to put it out there. Just want to say, y'all, get it together. Why are we fighting for criminals when we have beautiful families like this that are being snuffed out? So y'all tell me what you think about the death penalty thing. Y'all tell me what you think about, do you think he should have been put to death? Do you think they should have just kept him on knocked it down to life in prison at this point? Do you think it was cruel and unusual punishment? What are your thoughts? I think that why was this a topic of conversation? Why did they say that they thought it was an execution gone wrong? They said that he cried out and said that he was in so much pain. First of all, the dude was in so much pain because he was old. He was probably uncomfortable. He did get executed in his wheelchair. And he probably was in pain. He was old. Also, he was getting executed. I don't know what he's supposed to feel like. He did deny this crime all the way to the very end. He said he didn't do it. There was, like I said, the bullets matched his. He was out on work release. The ex-husband, they didn't have any link to him. He was getting back together with Angela. He was actually shot by Byron Black prior to this, so he had no motive. It was Byron Black. He was proven. His appeals were denied, and he couldn't show that he didn't have anything to do with this. So he was found guilty on all 3 counts. So y'all let me know what you guys think about this death penalty. What do you think about the death penalty? What are your thoughts on it? My thoughts on this are quite obvious. My point of view is quite obvious. You can't have a little girl suffer for 30 minutes and a mother lay there lifeless with her daughter suffering for 10 minutes. You know, who knows? They were probably begging for their lives, crying. Who knows for how long? And nothing. He could have helped them. He could have changed his mind. He could have so many things. And instead, he's begging for his own till the very end. And I just think that's freaking awful. Awful. And you know, like Angela's niece, I believe it was her niece, said, Brittany Davis, she said, you know, redemption. So I hope that he finds it. I hope that, you know, God forgave him. I hope that, you know, somebody found a way to forgive him. But I just pray for her family. I pray that they finally have some type of something. I hate the word closure because I don't think anyone ever gets that. But I hope that they got some type of justice on August 5th, 2025, when he took his last breath. Because I think it was a slap in the face for people to sit there and say that he was going to suffer when they suffered so horribly on March 28th, 1988, because that was the last time they were here 35 years ago. I just think it's horrible. So you guys let me know what you think about the death penalty overall. Let me know what you think about what this big fuss was about. Everything that I looked up about this, it was really hard to find a whole lot of history about Angela Clay and her daughters. It was a lot about Byron Black. And I just don't really want to focus on him. I want to focus on these three beautiful faces here. I mean, how adorable. Look at that little face. She's so cute with a little side ponytail. So anyway, I hope you'll think of Angela Clay's family and remember that they got lost in this. There was a lot of focus on him and the advocating for the death penalty, against the death penalty. And yeah, I guess you can see where I stand on it. So let's hear where you stand on it. And I will see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And don't forget to check out Lumi, you guys. Lumi is awesome. It will keep you from smelling like a dog, you guys. If you want to get some great deodorant and you want to smell great, check out the Vanilla Bliss from Lumi. You smell like a candle. Oh my God, I smell so great. And it lasts for 72 hours. It is so amazing. So get your Lumi while the getting is still good. You can get a free $36 value kit for free on Lumi.com. Check out the site. Go to it right now. Bye, you guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.